curious how Dricus comes out in his first. Those sneaky teeps. Strickland was doing those against Izzy a bunch too. No load up, just bringing it straight from his stance and stabbing him in the gut. God, Strickland does float his chin when he backs out. Holy hell. Oh, he's got a sneaky left kick. Brings it like a question mark. Most people can't do that with their lead leg.
Okay, boys and girls. New middleweight champion, UFC 297. Dricus gets it done. Split decision. Early on, as soon as the fight started, Strickland came out there and started backing him up a little bit, whipping that jab, just like Dricus was talking about at the end of that fight. He doesn't throw that jab to punch through you and rock you. He throws it just to snap the leather off your face. And he almost throws it as a backhand. So it's such a tricky jab. And anyone, if Strickland comes out on you and starts finding his jab, boom, boom, and you don't have an answer, it's probably going to be a long night, especially when he starts backing you up, and his coaches saw that. Dricus, early on, the first 2 rounds, he had no luck finding those overhands. Even 3rd round in, he was changing levels, trying to find those overhands, and Strickland is expert at getting away from those overhands, shoulder rolling away and seeing them coming. He got taken down early. I knew Strickland was going to be like that. I knew he was going to be hard to hold down, and he popped up right away. Dricus even said knew he was going to be hard to hold down, and you don't know how those judges are scoring that. You don't know how they are, because Dricus did take him down a few times. He didn't really do anything. He didn't do any damage, but he was controlling the octagon a bit. He had Strickland backing up, and that took away Strickland's game. Strickland did a good job too. He was finding some teeps early on, and then he kind of abandoned those teeps. He does a good job of staying in his orthodox stance, real tall, and not loading up the teep like a Muay Thai kick. He like snaps it from his stance and tries to stab you with his toes. Super good teep by Strickland. And like I said, he wasn't really biting on Dricus' level changes. Dricus was so explosive and strong, dumping it, sorry, did a little tad too much smoke tonight. But dipping his head on the takedowns and coming over the top, and Strickland had a good read on all of it. But Dricus proved a lot of people wrong. I wouldn't say wrong, because it's not like, oh, he can't go 5 rounds. We weren't sure if he could go 5 rounds. He only went the distance once in his career, and that was 15 minutes. But he came out and he showed he's an athletic, just phenomenal beast. Switching stances all the time. He had Strickland guessing. Always, no rhyme or reason. He's just switching to southpaw. And not many people with their left leg can throw like a good question mark kick. And he had a fast, good question mark kick. He was getting through with his left head kicks better than Israel Adesanya was. So it just shows you how good Dricus actually is, and that his cardio held up. He's that shredded and ripped. Right when the weigh-ins happened, I saw Strickland and I kind of got a little nervous how dead he looked. And Dricus just looked like a bodybuilder, just a freak of nature. And that cardio holding up over the 5 rounds, those are special athletes, animals. Dricus did a good job too, not sitting there waiting for Strickland, waiting for him, letting him get his jab off. Later on, he was the one who was always starting. Every time they had a separation and came back together, he was always starting it off with something and being so tricky about it too. Switching his stances, blitzing in with something, switching his stances, kicking, then blitzing. So tricky, so you didn't know what was coming. And that really threw Strickland off a little bit and got him backing up. So that opens it up. That opens up middleweight. We got Israel Adesanya as number 1. So that Israel fight, again, styles make matchups. You never know. Will Izzy be able to get up as good as Strickland? Or will Izzy be able to snipe Dricus when he's leaning back, floating his chin? That's going to be a good battle. I hope that happens. Also, we got Jared Cannonier in the mix. Imagine that fight, the Killer Gorilla. That's a great fight also. And then you had Khamzat Chimaev saying, "See you soon, Blipsy." Not sure what that meant. That's one everyone will be pumped about. Khamzat versus Dricus. Paulo Costa. He gets through Whitaker. That could be next too. So we got some bangers. The middleweight division is exciting right now. UFC card overall, it was all right. Made a nice fat tomahawk steak. Had a little smoke. Watching Gillian Robertson get on top of Viviana. You know, when a black belt gets on, a good black belt gets on top, watch them in half guard, how good they are. Half guard is just such a good controlling position and a good position to damage the partner for MMA. On top and half guard. It's better than side control, better than mount. And Gillian looked great. And then next we had the bantamweight fight. I was cooking my steak for that one, but I heard it was great high level fight. And then we had Charles Jourdain versus Sean Woodson. They called Charles Jourdain's name, and I was like, whoa, that's a robbery. Sean Woodson, that dude is, you can tell he's dedicated to his craft. He has this tall, lanky, weird body, but he has good reaction time. He has good eyes. He's boxed a lot. You can tell with his hands. That kid's dangerous. And that was fun to watch. His long body get it done and piece up Charles Jourdain, who's really good. Then we move on to the main card real quick here. We had Arnold Allen, who fought such a good fight. I picked Arnold Allen in that fight just because I know, like, Faraz and GSP, I know those guys can defensively wrestle so well, and he defensively wrestled so good. He was doing everything right. That little Movsar guy is so strong and powerful, though, and explosive and, like, twitchy when he wants to be. Arnold Allen fought a great fight, though. He really did. The knees to the head, I did think that screwed him over a little bit. There's a good chance. I mean, that Movsar felt that. I think it broke his nose. He was pointing at his nose between it, and he felt it. There's a good chance if that didn't get stopped there, Arnold Allen could have TKO'd that guy. But just when it comes to defensive wrestling, Arnold Allen, some of the scrambles, he did a really good job. Chris Curtis, Marc-André. Man, that was a sweet battle. A sweet battle. Went to decision. Chris Curtis won. Neil Magny, Mike Malott. He gassed out. I mean, Neil Magny's came to Phoenix before, and he's not super strong. He's not super powerful. He's lengthy, and he has great cardio. His tank keeps going. Not super fast twitch, but those cardio machines that can keep going like that are very, very dangerous always. Raquel Pennington, I grabbed a snack for that fight. And then we had the Sean Strickland, Dricus. Great night of fights, ladies and gentlemen. And glad the UFC's back in action, because the weekends without it kind of suck. So we're back in action now. And now I can't wait to see what's next in the middleweight division. Comment what you guys think below about everything. And hit that like and subscribe button if you guys are enjoying the videos. It helps out a lot. We're on the road to 100K. Hope you guys have a good Sunday. Love y'all. Bye-bye.